Hello everyone. Today we will see how to use TEXTJOIN function in Excel. So let's start. Here we can see there are two columns. In the first column, a sentence is broken down into some parts. This is another sentence. With the help of TEXTJOIN function, we can uh, construct this as a sentence again. So let's see. For this, type TEXTJOIN, double click on this, then this function will be activated. Then we have to give delimiter. Delimiter means when we will join these different parts, different cells, how the values of these cells will be separated. I want to give a delimiter of space. I want there will be a space between every value of this cell. So that is uh, okay. I'm giving delimiter first, and I have to include the delimiter within inverted comma. So I have included a space, inverted comma close, then comma. This space means after he there will be a space and it is will be shown. After is there will be a space, then going will be shown. So this is the function of a delimiter. Then after giving the delimiter, there are two options: true or false. True means ignore any empty cells. False is if you want to include empty cells. For example, in this dataset there is no empty cell, but in this dataset if we select from here to this place, then there will be an empty cells. So they are asking us that if there is any empty cells, we want to ignore or we want to keep it. I am selecting true, that is I want to ignore any empty cells. Double clicking on that, then comma, then selecting this data range, closing bracket, close. So you can see it is constructed as a single sentence: he is going to school. Now I am doing this for this. Again, text join, double click, delimiter will be space, comma, I want to ignore any empty cells, comma, I'm selecting this up to this, that there is a empty cells, I am including that also, but because I have selected true, this empty cells will not be shown. Now we can see both of these sentences are here. Now if we both of these examples we have selected the data range single individually. Okay, what will happen if we instead of selecting individually, if we select the whole thing? Okay, let's work with both of these columns first individually and then as a whole. So if we text join, then delimiter will be a space, comma, true, comma, I'm selecting this data range, then comma, then after this I'm selecting this data range. Now we can see he is going to school, it has appeared first, then he wants to learn. Now we will select the whole thing instead of selecting individually. What will happen? Let's see. I'm separating each value through a space, comma, I want to ignore all the empty cells, comma, then I'm selecting the entire data range. Now you can see here is showing he is once going to learn school. That is, the data is going like this horizontally. All right, so if you select the entire data range, it will be considered as a single data range and data will flow like horizontally, then it will continue like this. But if you select individually for this column like that, individually I have selected this, then comma, this is for this one, then this will be the output, that first of all this will come, then this will come. So this doesn't make sense here, this he wants to, it doesn't make sense. So is there any condition where we have to be select the entire data range. Is there any use? Yes, of course there is use. Consider this example. Here we can see name and respective age. So in this place, if we use text join, I want all the value to be separated. uh, Now I want all the values to be separated through a comma. Okay, so I'm giving a comma. So comma will be given within inverted comma. Then this is done. I'm giving comma for next instruction. True or false? Yes, I want to ignore the empty cells. Then comma. Now I am selecting the whole data range as a single data range. Both of this column as a single data range. Okay. Now you can see the data is because I have selected this entire data range. The data is flowing like this: John, then 18, Rock, then 35, Millie, 22. So this is how text join works. And now look at this example. Here he is going to school, he wants to learn. There is no full stop in this sentence. It is not uh, showing properly. So how we can do that? First of all, we use text join formula and construct a single sentence with the help of this data, and then second sentence with the help of this data. Then we will concatenate both of them, and we will put any necessary symbols. So I'm doing that. Text join, delimiter will be space, comma, true, comma. First sentence is done. Okay, now second sentence, delimiter will be space, comma. I want to ignore the empty cells. Then I'm selecting all this. So this is our first sentence, this is our second sentence. Now I will concatenate them in a single sentence. I can do this here, or I'm, for example, I'm doing this here. Concat function. Then I'm selecting this one, comma. I want a full stop after that. So, and full stop must be given within inverted comma. Okay. Then after full stop, I have to go to the next instruction, comma. I have to select the second one, and then closing bracket. Here we can see he's going to school, full stop, he wants to learn. Okay, I want to add a space after this full stop, so I'm selecting this again to see the formula here. So after full stop, uh, before the closing inverted comma, I'm giving a space. So you can see after full stop there is a space. I want to add a full stop after the end of the second sentence, so I'm selecting this again to see the formula. And after B26, I, I'm giving a comma to add another symbol, and to add any symbol we have to give that in inverted comma, within inverted comma. Full stop, inverted comma, close. So we are done. Now you can see the sentences, both the sentences are merged properly. He is going to school, he wants to learn. So in this way we can do this. Now here is another example. uh, Text join. So I will work with this data. Delimiter, I want all these and all the cell values to be separated by a comma. Okay, that is after pen there will be a comma, then pencil, comma, eraser. So after giving the comma and in between two inverted comma, my first portion is done. Now whether I want to ignore empty cells or not, here I will show you using true and using false. So first I'm using true, that is I want to ignore all the available empty spaces. So I'm clicking that comma and selecting the entire data range. you can see after pen there is a comma, pencil, comma, eraser, book, notebook. Okay, if I want a space after a comma, so after comma give a space within the bracket. So it's done, it is showing properly. Now I will do the same thing using false. uh, Based on this data set, so I also want the value to be separated by first of all comma, and then there will be a space. Then I'm selecting false, comma, selecting the entire data range. Now you can see after pen there is comma and a space, then pencil, comma, but after comma there is a empty cell. So for this empty cell we can see after pencils and first comma there is nothing showing here, then another comma is given. Okay, then eraser is showing, then comma, then another comma, but before the two commas there is nothing showing because there is a empty cell here. And same thing happened between book and notebook. There is a space between them, so after book there is a empty space, then another comma and notebook. I think you have now got when you will use true and when you will use false. That's all for today. Thank you very much.